Well, let's dive back into Street Fighter 6 with Ken Masters and how the original voice actor was fired over certain tellings of tweets, or in this case, a Newsweek article that came out. This is an issue I spoke about quite a long time ago, so we're going to dive back into this because the voice actor has brought new information to the issue. Now, I spoke about this over a year ago now. Ken Masters was voiced by Reuben Langdon for a very long time. He had the voice for Street Fighter 2 days and before. And now he's coming out speaking about it. So before we get fully into the video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave your comment down below. And hey, if you want, you can also help support the channel. There's memberships, there's Patreon, all those sorts of things if you want to help support the channel as well. Now, so Street Fighter voice Reuben Langdon canned for wrongthink. And that's kind of where it was at that time. A Newsweek article had come out, had pretty much panned him, when prior to that, they actually brought out a Newsweek article with the voice actor over UFOs and all this other stuff and kind of praised him. So it became a very confusing time. But now we have from Niche Gamer, it looks like Reuben Langdon has come out and actually spoken more about the situation. Ken Masters' voice actor Reuben Langdon says he was recast over politics. This came out on February 20th, 2024. It's been some time since we learned longtime Ken Masters voice actor Reuben Langdon was recast. At the time, neither Captain nor Langdon commented on the decision until now. The recap is 3 years ago, articles from Newsweek and other commentary on Langdon's personal beliefs were taken out of context, which Langdon has now confirmed led him to being dropped as a voice for Ken Masters. He also appeared on a podcast with Hero Hey and Yellow Flash, which in the YouTube space versus the journalist space, there's a huge divide, and it's polarizing between journalists and everyone else like that. Much the same what we see here. What I say on the channel, not everyone's going to agree with, and I can accept that, but journalists will sit there and write a hit piece on other YouTubers, on voice actors, and get them fired from their jobs. And this is something that is ongoing in the industry and needs to stop. People are allowed to have their opinions. People want healthy discourse, and this isn't healthy. This is a shoot first and ask questions later and never rectify the situation. They discussed a number of hot topics, including Me Too, Black Lives Matter, and the allegations against Vic Minolta, which is the voice actor of Broly from Dragon Ball, one of the recent Dragon Ball movies that came out there. That was a huge thing in itself. Vic Minolta, you know, pretty much the guy is a friendly guy, and someone took offense to that. Lots of comments have been made. There's been lawsuits, there's been defamation suits, and then it was very difficult to prove, and it's gone where it's gone now. And I think most of those parties have moved on from each other at this point. Langdon was later asked in the interview by Newsweek to clarify his statements, to which he agreed, but when he said he couldn't comment on the Vic stuff, an article later came out that lambasted him as a right-wing extremist. Previously, Langdon had voiced Ken Masters all the way up to 2008 and all the way to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This Newsweek article came out and basically talking things that I had said in an interview out of context, or with no context, and just saying Reuben said this is about Black Lives Matter and Me Too. I'm not. And then he was a right-wing extremist, that I'm a UFO alien believer, crazy nutcase, even though they had done a article with them over the existence of UFOs. You know, UFOs are one of those things, if people want to believe they exist, scientifically, the probability that there is a all-knowing race or another race out in the cosmos, scientifically, you can roll the dice again and it comes up with the odds of possibly. That's the way things are. It's like alternate universes existing. You roll the dice and apparently they can be done. Does that mean that he's a full-on believer of it? Does that mean he's a conspiracy nut? Not at all. No way. Not at all. He then noted that 2 months earlier, Newsweek did a very positive article and interview with him and his coverage of the possibility of extraterrestrial life, which is confusing when compared to other posts taking comments out of context. After this, people went on to contact Capcom regarding the negative and out of context reporting that was done on Langdon, which allegedly prompted the developer to recast Ken Masters. Some people wrote Capcom, particularly Street Fighter series producer Yoshinori Oni-san. Langdon said he saw it and I guess he lost his crap. He didn't understand the nuances and didn't bother to reach out to me to ask. And this is something that you've seen. Generally, there's that divide between the two cultures. The Western culture is a absolute dumpster fire when it comes to just trying to get the nuances out there and talk about things that are in context. People literally shoot first and ask questions later. And that mentality of it, that's why everyone's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. He didn't understand the nuances, didn't reach out. What the hell is going on? He got super scared and actually called. I remember this very clearly because this was a few days before E3 started. My partner calls me and goes, "Reuben, what the F did you do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I didn't do anything. You don't realize how much damage you've done. You just lost a Street Fighter gig," he says. Because of that Newsweek article, the company Just Cause Productions, that I was no longer a part of, actually lost a multi-million-dollar contract or dollar gig because Oni, in a sense, thought I was still part of the company, which I wasn't, didn't do any research, any homework, didn't look into it, or even bother to have a conversation. They didn't sit the guy down. They didn't say, "Hey, listen, what's going on here? Do we need to split ways?" There's no explanation. It's, "Oh, this company's no good. We need to walk away from you completely. They're so toxic. You're gone. You're gone." It's like associating guilt by association at this point. No, that's not how things work. How do you run a business like that? If you're going to shoot first in your business, you're going to lose a lot of money that way. I tried to arrange a meeting to sit down with Oni-san and explain what happened, and all this was taken out of context. That wasn't the case. It was a hit piece from Newsweek guy, but Oni-san wouldn't have it. He wouldn't even take on a meeting. It was crazy. Langdon went on to confirm that despite being recast as Street Fighter, he was still playing Dante in Capcom's other hit franchise, Devil May Cry. A few months after that, Devil May Cry director Itsuno-san called up saying, "Hey, Reuben, can you come back to Japan and do a MO Cap? We're going to do something special with Devil May Cry 5. So I went back, I asked Tissot-san and my partner too, "What's the deal? How come you guys didn't flip out about Reuben's Newsweek article?" And they were like, "Yeah, we just looked into it and it's fine." So things are now showing up with Devil May Cry. They're like, "Yeah, there's no problem here." So whatever happened with Street Fighter was something that they didn't look into. They need to look into it, and they should be backtracking quite a bit here. Or at this case, Reuben probably has a case for defamation against Newsweek over that article because he actually can show that he lost multi-millions dollars of contract. That's absolutely insane. When there is that level of damages, I'd be talking to a lawyer 100% at this point because it's absolutely ridiculous. So Devil May Cry team looked into it and saw a bunch of BS, including Isu-san. They did the research and totally validated. I didn't say anything to offend anyone, and I wasn't whatsoever. Newsweek tried to make me out as all lies, so it was fine. He added, "I haven't talked to Itsu-san lately. As far as I know, our relationship is fine. I haven't been canceled. I haven't been spanked. I'm sure I would be told otherwise." They've reached out to Capcom for a comment. So it's good to hear that he's still getting work, but it really sucks that the people behind Street Fighter didn't actually do their due diligence, look at the situation going out there behind Reuben and say, "Hey, listen, he talked to a few guys online. He's not this right-wing extremist that the news is trying to make him look like he is," because they did it all for the clicks. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cindershadow. I'm signing off here. If you like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.